We have some technical difficulties. Is that live? That's live.
That's
Start live video.
Hello, Instagram, and in YouTube and Facebook.
Alright. This thing is really bright.
Yeah, we can lower it. Okay.
And I'm not really...
Yeah, you need... Oy.
Alright, is that good?
Yeah, you just need to be in that one more. Look at us.
That's pretty good.
How's everyone doing? Happy Wednesday. I wonder if we'll be able to see comments. Like, these ones are kind of like scrolling, but then they disappear.
Yeah, we're trying a new setup here with 3 phones instead of a computer. So, I'm not sure if this is going to work or not. We'll kind of just see what happens. So, we got 9 people on YouTube, 17 on Instagram, 5 on Facebook. Fire away with some questions. We're talking about sleep hacks to start with.
We're supposed to talk about it first, and then they'll ask questions.
Yeah, so you want to talk about sleep first?
Yeah, why don't you go ahead and start us off? I started us off last week.
No, you didn't. I did. You remember that? I did.
Okay, Robert wins. He started last week. So this week, I guess I'll start with sleep hack number 1. Take some magnesium. I feel like this is the easiest thing to do. It's not expensive. It can be expensive depending on which kind you buy, but I definitely would take a magnesium at night.
Yeah. I got a couple of different sleep hacks. I'm just going to throw them all at you. So, number 1, and let me preface this with saying my sleep's been all over the place since getting kind of low in calories, so I've really had to tweak things, and I figured out what works really well. So, with regard to my sleep hacks, number 1, I use a weighted blanket. I forget what brand it is, but it's heavy. It's 30 pounds. It's a queen size. Pretty hefty blanket.
Amazing. It's amazing. It's 30 pounds, but it's spread out between the both of us.
Yeah, and we have that.
Back is you.
Coming back.
Well, hopefully you can live my life a little bit better than I have.
All right, so we're back.
And my life's great, though.
We're back on YouTube. All right, so I said low temperature, weighted blanket, earplugs. Having earplugs helps a lot. Try and get a really good earplug. I just get like a standard foam earplug, but all earplugs are not created equal, so find one that actually sinks deep into your ears. But your body, even if you don't like wake up, your body is being stimulated by all the noises, the movements, like every little thing. So having earplugs, I sleep so much more deeply with those in. And we have a total blacked out bedroom. So I have a total blackout bedroom. Those are 4 hacks right there. From a supplemental standpoint, I've been using Doc Parsley's Sleep Remedy. I just started using that this week, and I love it. I got the apple cider version. It's got a small dose of melatonin in there, not enough to really stop your body from excreting its natural melatonin hormone. So a little bit of that, plus a bunch of other stuff like L-theanine. It's really good. One of my clients recommended it to me, and I like it a lot.
Like a lot.
What else? Those are my main ones right now.
Yeah, did you say, like, turning off the lights and stuff? Using blue blocker glasses?
Yeah, I use blue blocker glasses, so total blacked out, and then use them.
Yeah, try to avoid screens, like, 2 hours before you go to bed, so no phone, no computer, no, like, even the lights in your house and stuff, try to turn those down. Maybe use a candle instead or something like that. And what else? I don't know.
Those are my top tips.
Yeah.
Go to bed at an early time, wake up early, and then go in bed at rise at the same time consistently.
Yep.
If you can. Like having your weekends pretty similar to your weeks. I know a lot of people sleep in majorly on the weekends, but having a pretty consistent waking and sleeping cycle helps. We getting questions on the YouTube?
We got a few. Hey guys, Eastern Oregon,
Hello
Chicago, Kansas City. Awesome. I'm at
new low, 93 kilograms today. Take magnesium.
Yeah, good.
And on the magnesium, I've been taking the upgraded formulas brand magnesium, and I noticed a lot better quality with that. It's like I dream more deeply. I don't think all magnesiums are created equal. That one's been a good one to me.
I don't really love when things make me dream. Makes me feel weird. because I usually have like the crazy dreams. Hey, caught y'all. Thank you for always responding to my emails, Robert. Much appreciated.
You betcha.
Can't see you, bruh.
I know. Crystal's crowding out me on the frame.
Crowding out me?
Crowding out me.
I'm crowding out him.
Crowding me out.
Let's see. Yo, what's your thoughts about carbs before high intense exercise? I'm an endurance athlete and those trails are murder.
No carbs necessary. Just make sure you get deeply adapted so that you can actually use the fat energy that you're taking in endogenously through endogenously would be from your body's own production, so any adipose tissue stored, or exogenously, so any dietary fat that you're taking in through your meals. Citrate or citrite for the men. I just get a citrate.
I have one and I can't remember what it is, but it's the best. When working, hey Kayla. When working out daily, what is the minimum amount of sleep to be considered for healthy and optimal? Not specifically for working out, but just for the average person, I would say I think that the goal is a lot higher than the average person can actually do. But generally speaking, trying to get between like 7 to 9 hours of sleep. Robert gets, how much sleep are you getting now?
Sometimes very little. It's not so much the quantity so much as it is the quality.
I guess now it's pretty bad. We've consistently gone to bed at the same time, but he wakes up in the middle of the night. I am consistently getting 7 or 8 hours of sleep, and my recovery is so much better.
Somebody asked about the chili pad. I've never used a chili pad, but I've thought about getting one.
Oh, yeah.
Let me know if you like it, if you have it, because I really like the looks of it.
Doesn't Rachel have the chili pad?
I don't think so.
I think she's the one that talked about it. Hey, Rob, I'm going to hit you on the 7-Set Sunday email about meal prep.
Sounds good. Shoot me an email.
Consistency works for me. In bed, NLT, then midnight up during the week. At 6:30. Weekends, I'm up by 8.
Yeah, and if you have a little bit of discrepancy, like if you're going to bed, or up rather at 6 a.m., 6:30, and then you're waking up like an hour and a half later on the weekends, I probably wouldn't go much beyond that hour and a half mark. Like, don't wake up at 5 during the week and then noon during the weekends.
Yeah.
Have a question. We have a guy here who has done keto for over a year. His glucose consistently runs in the 60s and 70 range, but he consistently checks low on sometimes out of ketosis. Any thoughts? Yeah, so the longer you're adapted, it's pretty typical to see a dip in ketones in the blood because your body's become more efficient at using the ketones, so it's shuttling them into the muscle cells, into the cells, into all the cells of the body, and it's not just in the bloodstream to be tested. So if you have low glucose, you feel great, and you have low ketones, don't worry because you're definitely using ketones and fat for fuel.
Also, I will have you know, hormones play a role in helping ketone production. So for myself, my blood glucose is always, again, 60s, 70s, sometimes 80s, but my ketones are always really low as well. And I found out several months ago that my DHEA is super, super low, and that helps you to produce and use ketones. So I was not really like getting the keto high like everyone was saying. I was still getting the benefits of keto, but I just wasn't able to like keep them in my system and use them like a regular person. Still the benefits are there, but just thinking about like maybe like hormones or something like that, that can also play a role in it too.
Hello to my favorite keto couple. Got my Oura ring after the recommendations from the members of the Meat and Brick Challenge.
Yeah.
Very nice. Wear mine all the time.
I don't have one.
You love the Oura ring. Gives you all kinds of good sleep data info.
My goal is by the end of this year to buy myself an Oura ring.
Boom. What do you think of the Keto Vitals as an electrolyte supplement? I think they're great. Yeah, I think Keto Vitals is definitely one of my preferred or recommended supplements for electrolytes.
Did you check all of these?
Yeah, I think so. I have 40,000 volts with a shot of pickle juice, so I won't have cramps at night. 40,000 volts. Where are you getting those from? no later than, what did I miss here? Do you know of any DEXA scan locations closer to Northwest Arkansas than Little Rock? I do not. I'm sure there's got to be some there, like maybe at the
Yeah.
Northwest Arkansas Regional Hospital, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know of any specifically.
The one we do is at a hospital, so it's worth your while to maybe look and see if they have a DEXA scan at the hospital there.
Yeah. What's up, Dream Team? Pickle juice is my migraine cure. I like it. I appreciate the response. This is what I use as my night stack. 300 milligrams of L-theanine. Doctor's Vest Magnesium 300 milligrams. Ashwagandha. KSM 66. Melatonin, tryptophan, and 5-HTP. How much melatonin? You don't want to take too much melatonin, but all those are good. The HTP, the ashwagandha, the L-theanine especially I like a lot. Tryptophan, all those are really good. Pausing deadlifts for this. Well, you better get back on those deadlifts. Looking to do a physique show with keto. Would there be a change in the amount of protein due to workouts? So like you don't necessarily need to change your workouts drastically for physique show. I would probably keep your workouts pretty constant. So I wouldn't change protein based off of your workouts per se. I would change protein based off of where you're at in your prep.
Mm-hmm. Someone asked you on like a comment or something, they said if you are gaining lean body mass and you are lower on protein, why wouldn't you stay low protein year round? You want to try and explain that? I mean, I just feel like that's a good question for a lot of people who are watching you go through your prep. As your protein is getting lower, you're still gaining lean body mass.
I gain lean mass year round, and I gain lean mass with higher protein as well. I kind of set the stage for the low protein. Like I wouldn't recommend low protein indefinitely year round, but like having higher protein, and there's no way I know to prove this, but this is my theory. Having higher protein during a specific part of the year makes my body's ability to make the most of lower protein as I'm in now during a contest prep more effective. Like you can't have both. Like you do one and the other benefits from you doing that one, if that makes any sense at all. It's kind of confusing.
Yeah. I also think that there's a big thing to do with it's only for a short period of time. Our bodies need protein for so many different reasons. Protein is amazing. But during this period of time, it's just for a short period, so it's okay to go a little bit lower. I had a lot of questions like that when I was doing my show and things but I feel like there is a benefit to it during this phase, but every phase is going to be a little bit different. But yeah.
I did my first body scan at my gym, and it said I was 40% body fat. How accurate are those things? So what kind of body scan was it? Like one of the 3D scans, an in-body scan, one of the handheld scans? Like what kind of body scan?
Likely if you did it at your gym, unless your gym is willing to put in the money for like a really good scan, likely it's not going to be super, super accurate, but it'll give you a good representation of how your body is reacting. So whether you're losing body fat or gaining lean mass, but the actual number of body fat can be really off, or it could be pretty exact. It kind of just depends on how old the machine is, what machine you're using, all of that kind of stuff.
Do you guys train fasted or do you take a pre-workout? Sometimes I take a pre-workout, but sometimes I don't. I mean,
should one still be looking to go up in weight on compound lifts when cutting? Is it foolish to try? Not foolish. You should always try and push yourself, but like maybe don't try and get like a 1 rep max, but just try and do the sets and the reps that you set out to do and do those so that you're the best of your ability. But you always want to lift heavy no matter if you're in a cut or in a bulking phase or anything like that.
What do you think of the PE diet? So this is a really great question. For those of you that do not know, the PE diet is protein to energy being defined as carbs and fats. It was written by Ted Naiman and William Schufelt. I'm going to get Ted Naiman on the podcast next week, and we're going to dive into this. Ted Naiman and I have a lot of differences of opinion on things, but we actually have a lot more in common than people realize, and I'm excited to flesh this out with him on the podcast. As far as his book is concerned, I've read it. There's a lot that I like about it, and I feel like it's more applicable to some groups than others. I don't think it's applicable to me trying to be a bodybuilder, maximize lean muscle tissue, and maximize burning body fat while I am metabolically flexible, sound, and solid. I think it's best used for people that have a lot of weight to lose and they're not really in as healthy a foundational starting point as I am. Not to put myself on a pedestal by any means, but like I've stayed at a very healthy level for years now, so my body's like really solid. If you have a lot of weight to lose, if you're just starting, that journey, then I can see the PE diet being really effective for you there.
Robert explains it very well in his presentation at Keto Summit Omaha, which was this last month in January. You just put the video out today, right?
Yeah, it's live today, so I talk about protein a lot there.
He talks about protein and like what might be beneficial for some people and what might be beneficial for others. So it would be good to watch that if that was something you're interested in.
Where do you get a DEXA scan? Little Rock, Arkansas. Fit Body 3D scan. I haven't ever used the Fit Body 3D scan. I want to though because they look pretty sweet.
I have had clients use the Fit Body 3D, but they've never compared it to a DEXA scan. So again, all we can really tell is the tapering down of body fat and increase in lean body mass.
What do you think of the Keto K1000 electrolyte powder? It's pretty good. I don't know. Some of those powders though, I get a little bit of GI distress. So that's why I like to use the upgraded formula stuff because my body absorbs all of it instead of not all of it. It's a pretty good one, but you may have to like over consume in order to get the correct absorption amount.
Definitely need a consultation.
Great podcast with Kai from Naked and Afraid. Her episode aired just this week. Yeah, that was a super good conversation. Y'all all ought to listen to that for sure if you haven't already.
Hello from Marysville, Washington. That's
sweet. That's
where
I'm
his
doing a
competition is.
We spoke on Instagram. Can you speak a little bit more about this? I don't know why these disappear. If I consume 120 grams of protein in one meal, mixed protein fat, part of that protein will be useless for muscle building. Part of that protein. So I think what you're asking is if you eat so much protein in one meal that your body can't assimilate and use part of it. And there is some science to suggest that, but the way I look at it is like on a 24-hour revolving basis. Like, depending on what your goals are too. Like if you're trying to like build lean muscle or lose body fat, have a primary goal there. I'm trying to hit a daily protein intake over a 24-hour period. If I'm getting that while my primary goal is losing body fat, I feel solid. If I'm trying to build muscle, I'll try and spread my protein out a little bit more and hit my daily goal for 3 meals a day instead of just like the one that I'm doing now. If that makes sense.
How do you prepare for peak week during the competition under keto diet? That's going to be probably something you all have to watch as he goes through it.
Yeah, I'm going to go into detail with that, but there's definitely not going to be any carb loading. I can assure you that.
No carb loading and no water cutting.
A keto caloric refeed. And as I get closer to the prep, I'm going to document all that in the video, so you'll see that firsthand.
Hi from France.
Hello. Have you tried carnivore? Yeah, carnivore is great. However, I prefer my version of carnivore, which is basically just a higher fat ratio carnivore. So I'll eat things like the keto bricks, or I'll add more dietary fat, or eat super fatty cuts of meat. So it's not just a bunch of lean protein without enough energy.
So it's not really carnivore, but it's carnivore-ish. The majority of the food that we eat is going to be meat, and then like the brick is the one thing that we wouldn't, or something like that.
This is a follow-up question, and the extra protein will be used for gluconeogenesis or for any other organ, or the intestines will self-regulate the speed of digestion to keep you anabolic using the extra amino acids over the 30-50 supposedly required to maximize muscle protein synthesis in one meal. Yeah, so again, like a lot of people fixate on that. I wouldn't lose sleep. 120 grams of protein is a lot in one meal, but if your goal is to lose body fat, then having that in one meal is fine because any muscle gained is like a bonus, and having the OMAD, the benefits from that, I think are superior to having multiple meals a day. If you're trying to lose body fat, if you're trying to build muscle, then break that up a little bit more and have more than 120 grams total throughout the course of a day, but do so in like 2 or 3 meals instead of the one big one. I hate to say it, yo. We'll probably have to cut this one a little short because I got a meeting.
The competition is in April, by the way.
Yeah.
Do you drink coffee? Yeah, we drink coffee. What kind of question is that?
Today I saw a video that said that coffee and low carb is not good, that your triglycerides elevate. I need my black. I drink like 4 times a day. Help me to eat 2 meals a day. So yeah, you don't want...
Talking about fat in your coffee, but a lot of people will start off with like super high fatty coffees when they start keto, just to like up their fats and stuff. But I don't. Like, I just use heavy cream in mine. I have no need to like add a bunch of extra fats to my coffee. And I get enough fat throughout the day that I don't just need to like supplement that in there. But there's always going to be something. So pick your battles. Pick whatever it's going to be. I mean, for some people, it's just sweeteners. For some people, they just want the sweeteners and they're never going to give it up. For some people, it's coffee. For some people, it's whatever it is, unless every single thing is perfect. If your diet is like literally on point every single day, your body is exactly where you want it to be, everything is perfect, then you can start analyzing those smaller things. But until you are at a place where you want to be and sustain, then I would just focus on the big picture. And then as things get more refined, then you can focus on the smaller things.
You betcha. All right. That said, y'all, gotta cut it short today. Got a meeting. So we love y'all. We'll see you bye on Facebook, on Instagram, and on YouTube. Toodaloo. See you next week. And
oh, wait, we never picked a topic for next week. Topic. Pick a topic real quick.
What's the topic for next week? Whoever says first wins. That's what we're
Wins. You win knowing that you won.
First person that says something on any of these platforms, that's the topic. What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be? Need a response. No response.
We are frozen. Everyone left us.
Everybody had all these questions and hormones.
Hormones.
All right, that's what we're talking about.
Cool.
Hormones it
Awesome.
is. See you next week talking
Thanks,
about hormones.
guys.